If you run a business and you run that business with your spouse, if you run it with your family, if you've got a small team of people, or you just run the business on your own, this may help you. I think actually this video will actually help anybody who happens to come across this video, because it's important. This is important for life, not just business, but it sits with me because I spend a lot of time talking to business owners, having conversations, and because of my qualifications and training as a coach and mentor and my 35 years of doing this, talking to thousands of business owners, I have got to a point in my career where I've kind of got this radar in my head. And this particular video was triggered from a conversation I had yesterday with one of our clients. And the client's business is a design studio. And I was talking to the young lad who is actually running the bookkeeping and financial forecasts and doing the pricing of jobs. And I've been coaching him now for quite some time to get him to understand the absolute importance of his numbers, because the numbers that he quotes for that next job, the percentages that we work out and the margins and everything else on the quotation, will directly link to and impact the final profit and loss. To me, it's bloody obvious, but I get it why people don't understand it, because nobody actually helps them do it. Nobody explains it. And all my years as an accountant, I spent time going, here's an annual set of accounts. This is what you did. Well, that's what you did. And to be honest with you, the annual set of accounts are pretty useless. They've got a purpose, but they don't tell you as the business owner how to make more money and have an easier life. They don't help you. What helps you is the data behind it, which is your bookkeeping. And now we have cloud-based bookkeeping systems. We've got that data. So let's take that data out and give it to you in a different way that you understand. Make it more creative. And that's what I was having this conversation with him. And in addition to all of the conversations that I've been having with him and the team at this organization, I know these guys are brilliant. I mean, I'm easily impressed, but I walk into their studio and go, wow, is that what you're working on? Holy crap, that's exciting. Oh my God, who came up with that idea? It's just amazing creativity they have. They're really talented people, really talented people. And as a result of it, they've won some awards, they've accolades, they've got their, they've had articles printed out in magazines and newspapers about them. You know, they've been around for a long time, and they're known. They're known. And so I keep saying to them, well, you guys are absolutely world class at what you do. You're the best in the world. There's no doubt about it. You're the best in the world. I see a lot of people in the design world. We have quite a lot of design clients. And all of our clients are world class at what they do in their different industries. The point I'm making is that I was saying to these people, this client, as I do to everybody, you're the best in the world. Everything you do is absolutely superb. The quality, the effort, the passion. That's how you know. The place is full of passion. They're working as hard as they can. Conversations are going all directions and really getting really good stuff, which they're proud of. So this pride and passion is a really important part of it. And that goes across the board of any business. I'm passionate and proud of my business. So it's the same. You don't have to be drawing things or designing things or making things. You just have to have a passion about what you do, because that passion should suggest that you are the best in the world. Isn't that what you're trying to be? And if you're not the best in the world, what have you got to do to become the best in the world? We don't ask that question of ourselves. We just make a generalization that says, oh, the guy down the road is better than me. He's got all the awards. He's the one I've been following online, or she's the one I've been following online. Look how brilliant they are. I'm not as good as them. Is that true? Is that true? And the thing I love about the creative industry, the design industry, the art industry, is that whatever piece of art you produce, whether it's a picture or a sculpture or a piece of music or some drawings or design, you can't compare it to anybody. Nobody else is drawing the exact same thing. So there is no comparison, because everything you do is by definition unique. And because you do it, you're unique. Therefore, in your world, you are the best in your world. But what I hear back is, oh, I'm not really that good. Oh, yeah. I hear back, and this guy said to me, he said, well, we're sort of 80%. We're nearly. Okay, who's better than you? I can't think of anybody. And as I challenged it, I got him to realise with a smile in his face, yeah, actually, we are pretty good. Yeah, we are good at what we do. Yes, you're right. Right? It's kind of like why Trump wears his hat on his head, make America great again. Is what you say is what we're trying to do here. The words that come out of your mouth when challenged. If you feel comfortable saying, I am the best in the world, I'm the daddy, I'm world class, I am really awesome at what I do. There's also an element of bragging and being a dick about it, all right? But if we apply some confidence and composure about it and belief, if we believe that in our heart, if we absolutely believe that, and we say it with the right composure at the right time to the right people, then suddenly it's a truth that you're saying. It's the truth. And that's what I think we question about it. And this whole affirmation, this whole positive conversation we have, this thinking that we have, is absolutely critical to the success of your business. And if you want to know where this information comes from, I've put it on here, right? There's a book called The Magic of Thinking Big by David J. Schwartz, if that's how you pronounce it. Sorry, David, I got that wrong. He wrote this book. It was the first positive mental attitude book I ever read. And I was probably, I know how I was 21. I joined the Amway business because I was desperate to make some money, and I joined the Amway business, and there was a program that went along with that, which was Book of the Month, Tape of the Week, tape. We had cassette tapes back then. There was no internet. We got to remember this is back in the 1980s. And 1980s, early 1990s, I read The Magic of Thinking Big, and I learned about Mr. Defeat and Mr. Triumph. I think that's what they're called. It's basically the negative and positive. As we go about our day, we got these two characters sitting on our shoulder. You're the best in the world. No, you're not. That job you did the other day, you messed up. How can you be the best in the world? No, you're the best in the world. You're world class. You're the greatest. You really are better than everybody else. No, you're not. You know, you suck. I saw you in your underpants this morning, right? You got these two voices in your head that are contradicting each other. But where the challenge comes is if you only listen to this voice over here, you'll spend your whole life in the world of negativity, and therefore your conversation will be negative, and therefore you will never tell you'll never tell yourself or anybody else that you're the best in the world. And therefore when it comes to winning that next job, winning that prestige client that you'd in your heart would love to do that great job, you'd love to do something a little bit different, you'd love to do something that even wowed yourself, you went, oh wow, that's a great job to do, I'd love to win that. What will prevent you from getting there is your belief level, which is going to be fueled by the negativity. It's fueled by the language that you're constantly saying to yourself. Likewise, if you were uber positive, let's see if I can get a matching pen up here, and you were uber positive and nothing but positive, we call that positivity sickness, okay? And you can sometimes spot people like that. In the coaching world that we live in, and I have spent my career in, is you see people who kind of, probably that's how I was at the beginning. You read this book and it's the first positive book you've had. You've grown up, you've reached your mid-20s, and you're reading the first positive thing because you look back on your life and you've had negative parents, negative influence from school, friends, you've lived in a negative world, and you just know nothing different. You're not broken, you just don't know any different. And you read this positive book and it's like somebody's turned the lights on, and then you're like skipping around like like a mosquito at a nudist camp going, oh my God, this is great. This is exciting. Everything's positive, and then you start being over positive and a bit sickly with the whole thing. You kind of know the types. You'll see them. It's not wrong. It's just part of that learning process to bring that back into balance. Now, that doesn't mean to say we need a balance. That doesn't mean to say we really need to have a bunch of defeat in our life together with a bunch of triumph. But do you know what? The tough things that we have in our life, that's what makes us. That's what we learn from. So to only have a life where there's no hardship, to only have a life where there's no tough things, you would ultimately struggle at some point because you don't have the resilience and the strength to understand things. Not necessarily just from a business perspective. You don't have to fail in business to be a success, but you have to have hard times. You need to run out of money a few times to make you appreciate how important it is to keep that flow going. You need to have a few bad clients now and then to go, I don't need to do that work anymore, so that you can level up. You need to do a job where you go, enough, I'm not doing this work anymore. I need to level up. Okay, so there is a balance between this. But what my point of this video is it comes back to just very simple conversations. And you can ask this of yourself, ask this of the people around you. Am I world class? Am I the best in the world at doing this? Am I absolutely brilliant at what I do? Part of you will go, yes, but not quite. And that's okay. So let's address that. Why is it a bit negative sometimes? Why is there a defeatist attitude in there? What's going on? Okay? Because guess what? You can learn from that. What did you do wrong the other day on that job? What wasn't right about it? Why are you not quite up there? What needs to change? Therefore, what do we need to do to fix this? Who can help us achieve that? How can we get to that next level? Where do we find the resources and the information to get to that next level? That's simply in a nutshell what it is. And the conversation I had with this young chap yesterday, he's done an amazing job learning what he's got to get where he is in his career and everything around his business. But when we finished up, he's going, yeah, we are the best in the world. Yeah, we really are. We need to remind ourselves of that. Brilliant. Now I know I'll speak to him again in a month's time and I'll have to remind him again. And that's my job. Keep reminding him, keep reminding all of our clients. We want to be getting ourselves in that Mr. Triumph mindset rather than Mr. Defeat. Hey, I don't know whether this helps you or not. I'm just sharing with you the things that I do every day, the conversations I have with my clients, what goes on. Sometimes it's systems and technology, and sometimes it's accounting, and sometimes it's sales and marketing. But underneath it all, a lot of it is mindset. And I know that from my own business and my own development. I work with my coach at the moment. I have my wife, who is Vicky, who is an amazing coach as well. So I kind of live and breathe this stuff all day long. It's what I'm passionate about. If any of this leaves you with questions, leave them in the comments below. Or if you want to work with us, head off over to the description. All our links and details are in there. We'll see you soon. Take care.